A lot of people put themselves aside to put others before them, and they say, well, that's being selfish. And I wouldn't even say that. You got to reframe it. If you can't be the best version of yourself for yourself, how can you take care of anybody else? Welcome to episode 2 of Brewed and Boosted, where today we're going to be trying, first of all, a new angle. We're up here on the visor this time, just trying different things. See how it goes. But I found this coffee place called the Bearded Man Coffee. I don't know if you can see that, but 4.8 stars, 183 reviews, 7-minute drive. Let's get some coffee. Yeah, so your boy just got a massage. Neck, shoulder. It's called the Office Syndrome Package. Loosened me up, I'll tell you that. I haven't had a massage in I don't know how long. Kind of treated myself, but I needed it big time. My shoulders and traps, I can feel like, I don't know, there's something in my shoulder blade that's going up into my head, causing headaches, and then, you know, if I lift my arm a certain way, it's going down into my elbow and sometimes makes my fingers tingly. But anyways, that's not why we're here. We're gonna go get some coffee. I don't know. I did this last time where I said I was just gonna get like a normal drip, but it's kind of not fun. Probably just do another mocha, hold the sugar, light on the syrup. But yeah, stay trooper, baby. Anyways. That would suck, right? Like, I just did this eyebrow like 12 hours ago. If he were to have pulled me over for that, that would have been hilarious. Gotta put the blenders on until they notice this is all that I wear. Topic of the day, consistency. Let's go with that one, yeah? Being consistent isn't easy, right? If it was, everybody would do it and everybody would be either shredded or have a ton of money. And I guess what I'm saying is, when you decide to do something, you got to stick to that. Whether it's eating healthy, like I think right now we're day 25 or day 26 of like actually counting calories, macros, hitting target goals on a daily basis. And it's those little wins. It's the daily wins that add up to the long-term wins. And man, we're already almost here. That's crazy. I'm gonna have to grab my coffee and come back and keep this conversation going. But it's a small thing. It's like saving money, right? How easy is it to blow money? Like, I mean, if you're like me, it's pretty damn easy. But saving it, for some reason, holy crap, it takes forever to like build up a goal. And but consistency, right, and discipline, you know, with that, there's emotional wants versus your needs versus you know, the logic, and it all kind of has to align. And you know, especially when you're with your partner or relationship with somebody, those two things can clash sometimes, and you gotta like align with each other and even it out. And you can go berserk on a dozen donuts on a Sunday morning because why not? The same thing with like splurging on that thing you've always wanted, like I don't know, any designer something, or that pair of boots you've been wanting that's $3,000, or I don't know, you name it. Truck parts, my example. It's just so easy to hit that, add to cart, charge it to something, and you know, so much harder to just like save and spend. You want it now. Who wants to get rich in 40 years? Not me. So consistency with those little things, the little wins. If you focus on the smaller wins now and celebrate those, give yourself some grace, it makes things easier in the long run. At least this is my personal perspective of what I feel about it. I find myself in a rush sometimes because I want the next thing now. Sometimes I get bored and I'm just like always on the go. I'm like, it's like, I don't know. I'm constantly eager. I've got this fire that I need to put somewhere all the time, and I can't slow down. And sometimes that makes me want the next best thing, like always, which is probably why I've had like 9 trucks, you know, and some other things. I kind of get bored and I move on to the next thing. But yeah, it's not always the healthiest approach, but it is what it is, and I'm aware of it, and you know, I work on it. All right, it looks like we're pulling up to this coffee spot. So let me grab a coffee, and I will meet you here in a few minutes. Wow, well, I wasn't expecting that. Bearded Man Coffee, Castle Rock, Colorado. Check this out. We've got 4 different roasts here, obviously, but they all make them themselves, and the blues are like the single source beans. These are a little bit of a blend. This one's a 3% flavored of toasted praline, and then I got their dark roast, French roast. I'm like, yeah, I like dark roast. I did not expect this. Each one of these are $5. You get the 4th one free. That's pretty dope. I'm excited. Smells so good. Man, it's like you walk in there, it's like you're shopping for like cannabis or something. Not that I've ever done that. I'm just saying. Incredible. Like how they source their beans, how they roast them, the process, whatever. But here's the cool part. I didn't have to pay for coffee. They're giving out samples. This is an awesome sized little cup, by the way. This one's called Mountain Berry. It's a 5%. She said this is our most flavored, because I was like, I'm not really a fan of like the flavored beans, but she's like, it's still very on the lighter side. Man, super cool place. I'm glad that I walked in there and chose this one. But yeah, let's give this Mountain Berry blend. I didn't buy it. Well, let's give it a taste. I haven't tasted it yet since I've been in there. Yeah, whatever. Tastes like I just had some blueberry cobbler, or blueberry pie, or blackberry something. This is really good, and it's not sweet. It's not like you get that like artificial sweetener or like artificial flavoring or whatever the hell that some of these people do. This is delicious. Highly recommend like their whole concept. Like they're really cool. I didn't plan to buy beans today. We just bought some for the house, but I like that they were smaller, so I can just kind of blend or ground the whole bean, and then sample it with the press, and then go from there, right? See which one I like best. But anyways, we got some things we need to do today. I need to go to Lowe's. We got to replace the battery for the Harley fob, because it's giving me a pin every time I start or want to start the bike. You go hit the ignition, and it's like enter pin and whatever. So the fob is likely dead. What else do we need to do? We're gonna try some ghetto shit. I forget I'm on YouTube sometimes. Anyways, I wanna while we're at Lowe's, we're gonna get some primer and some satin black paint, and forget buying emblems. I'm just gonna pop off the tailgate emblem, hit it with some light sandpaper that I probably have at the house somewhere, and then we'll give it a few coats of that primer, a few coats of the satin, and then pop it back on the truck. And then we'll likely remove the Cummins badges. I wanted them black at first, but I think it's just cleaner without it. And we'll get that surface cleaned up, because I'm sure you'll be able to see the 3M, where it was previously. So we'll get that cleaned up. And then I did order some of those 3500 heavy duty badges that we tried to vinyl wrap last time. Yeah, that didn't go too well. Then we'll do the same thing with the emblems in the front, like the RAM, and then the 2 like grill inserts on the side. Get those all blacked out, everything blacked out. We ordered some smoked LED mirror lights. We got some cab lights from Go Recon on the way. And then what else did we get? No, I think that's it. But with that, it should delete the chrome, other than the wheels on the truck. We're gonna be looking pretty sharp here. But all right, let's head to Lowe's and keep talking. Yeah, I'm not too sure how much I want to batter the term consistency, because it feels a little cringy to me. Yeah, honestly, guys, hitting those goals is just, it really is just being disciplined, and battling that emotional want and justification for the thing. I mean, you can justify anything, really. And that could lead you down a good path, down a bad path, whatever you define that to be. But you have to stop and like be logical and emotionally in alignment, and focus on what it is that your goals are and what actions you need to take in order to get there, and what actions would set you back or divert you from obtaining that big long-term or short-term goal that you want. It's just it sounds so simple. It's as simple as that, and it really is. But yet we overcomplicate things, and we falter. We are human. Everybody makes mistakes. So, but yeah, just if I would say anything about that, I would obtaining your goals is just being consistent, being disciplined. The time is gonna pass anyways, so might as well do something of value with it instead of being here in the same exact spot next year, and not progressing in any way, shape, or form. Your finances are still the same, your body is still the same, your mental, you haven't read any books or applied yourself to anything new, skill, hobby, whatever. Try something, go out, taste something new, meet new people, hop on, I think my brother does some of those apps where you just go meet random people. That's pretty cool. It's not me, but I encourage you to do that if that's your thing. I heard once, you never meet a stranger. And I have a switch, I guess, if you will. If I feel like being social, shit, dude, I am that guy. I am that guy that I'll talk to you at the bar or wherever, just make friends and just, connect and network and, have that relationship moving forward. But then I can also be incredibly introverted and not want to deal with people, or just be very quiet. It just depends on the energy. It depends on the vibe. It depends on a lot of factors. I self-reflect. I internalize way more than your average Joe. But guys, just pick something that you've always wanted to do but kind of dust it off, pushed aside, dismissed it, made excuses for, started but didn't follow through, and just give yourself 7 days. Really do things that will get you to that goal for the next 7 days, and then next thing you know, you're a week in, and do it again for another 7 days, and just celebrate those small wins. If 7 days that guy was giving me a thumbs up, just celebrate those small wins. They'll turn into those bigger wins, the long-term goals that you've actually really wanted, but you've shied yourself away from or excused yourself from, and you're just like, that was never gonna happen anyway. Yeah, well, with that attitude, it's not going to, but you will get there. You got to believe in yourself, have faith, and prioritize those things. They are important. A lot of people put themselves aside to put others before them, and they say, well, that's being selfish. And I wouldn't even say that. You got to reframe it. If you can't be the best version of yourself for yourself, how can you take care of anybody else? Your wife, significant other, your kids, your dogs. Like, how are you going to show up for them? How are you providing them value if you can't even obtain and reach your own goals? Is what I'm getting at, right? So, reprioritize, assess, prioritize, put the time in for yourself, and it'll like the cup overrunneth, and will fill and flood everybody else's life around you, and they have no option but to align with that, unless they don't, and then they out. That's just how the cookie crumbles. If you stay true to yourself, all things that are meant to be for you will show up, and things that are not meant for you will start to fade and slip away. But that's just how it goes, and you can't be afraid of that, because as soon as people start feeling like their comfort zone is slipping, the things that they've known, the things that they've been around, the same whatever starts to fade away, they get scared and they want to go latch back on. And the only way to latch back on is to be the old version of yourself, because that's the only thing that can connect to that version of that person. So you hinder yourself from growth and from exploration and adventure, because all the things that you know are here now, and you're scared of the uncertainty of the future. You got to drop that. and you got to move on. But it is what it is. It's just your choice. It really is. You are responsible. You are the creator of your life. You are the all mecca of, not above you know who though. But as long as you're in alignment with him, he wants you to grow. He wants you to be blessed in abundance. And he wants you to reach your goals too, believe me. That's what the universe is just waiting for you to align with it. That's all. So that was just a scratch and sniff of a little bit of depth. I love the depth. I live in the deep end. I dig, I search, I find, I pull from roots. That's just how I roll. That's what I do. If you like that stuff, I'm happy you're here. If you don't, that's okay. It's not for everybody. But we have pulled up to Lowe's. I'm gonna go grab those things, and yeah, that's episode 2 of Brewed and Boosted. The Bearded Man, Castle Rock, downtown, delicious. Go check them out. If not, order online. I'm not affiliated with them whatsoever. I literally just met them. Awesome people, cool bags, cool idea. I like it. Delicious coffee. But anyways, all right, until next week.